Well, welcome back, everybody. From our last session, the party had been through a particular aggressive encounter as they rudely interrupted the Freaky Deek circus just because there was a bear on a tricycle wearing an incredibly festive hat. Someone decided to take that incredibly personally. And combining that with Tommy's idea to, stir up the crowd a little bit with gunshots and causing wild stampedes of patrons across the floor. Our party basically took on the Freaky Deek circus crew, including their ringmaster, Deacon Alder, at the front. Despite multiple outcomes, including Bartholomew pinning down a strong man, Rian getting crushed by a death-dropping trapeze artist, even right the way through to Porter bulldozing through the stands to take out a knife-wielding juggler, as well as a particularly annoying clown by the name of Puddles throughout this encounter. The crux of the battle led to Bo chasing down Deacon Alder, who initially had made an acrobatic escape or a dramatic escape through a trapdoor on his stage and was trying to make his way out through the crew backyard area of the Freaky Deek circus. And Bo was able to dodge flame fire breathers, runaway wagons, stampeding horses, all sorts of debris that Deacon kept trying to throw into his way until he cornered him as Deacon was about to make his escape on his horse and was able to hold him down with the power of suggestion. And that's where we're going to kick off today's session. So we've got Bo in his face-to-face with Deacon. Tommy, you're about halfway up through the courtyard after tackling the fire breather, and Tuggles is right behind you at that point as well, as he also decided to make his way out through the backyard. The rest of the party, including Porter, are in the big top circle at the moment. So for the moment, we're going to go to the backyard area, and we're going to start off with Boduk, who has cornered and finds Deacon himself, 1 foot in one stirrup, trying to make his way up onto the horse, but now with his hands up in the air, going, "Well, my boy, we meet again."
I I don't know. I don't know what to do right now because I never thought I'd see you again. Uh, you took everything from me. You took me away from my family. You used me. You discarded me. You use everybody in your path just for you. You lie. You make it. I thought I was your friend. I thought I was your best friend.
My boy, I honestly think we remember things very, very differently. I gave you a life. I gave you opportunity. I gave you the ability to see the world, to play and share your music with the world. The, just because I took care of the finances and the logistics, there's fees and there's costs that come with that. I don't quite understand the hostility you have, my boy.
You pulled me from my family. The only thing I had in hopes that I could bring them out of the swamp that I grew up in, and there's nothing left. When I got the news that my grandmother passed, and I hadn't seen her since. I you just cast me aside. There was nothing. You didn't sit through my depression. You couldn't you couldn't even give me a moment's to regain my wits, and you left me. You left me on the side of the road, just like a
I,
discarded
yeah,
discarded wagon.
I gave you a stage. I gave you an audience. We had a contract. You were never in chains. You say I dragged you and took you from your family. You were never in chains. I just I don't know what you want from me, my boy. Like you decided to go your own way, and we were unable to go the opposite way. If I had to take a break every time somebody had a little personal issue. Oh,
Uh, you, I don't think I recognize a single person here today.
high turnover in the entertainment sector.
We were a tenth this size before. There was not, you didn't have a tenth this size. The tenth of this size.
We found investors. We established new commercial enterprises as we went along. We've met intriguing individuals who provided us with goods and supplies, and we used that to invest in the business. And you weren't there at the time, and we tried to get new talent like George, but none of them could stick it out. You could have been big, kid. You could have been really big. I'm always on the lookout for talent, and you have it. You have it, my boy.
Bo is just too distraught to do anything right now. He looks distraught.
In that brief interruption, as you notice that almost in the middle of his thought while talking to you, he kind of looks behind you and he looks over your shoulder and he makes eye contact with somebody as they're walking towards him. And he looks back at you and goes, "Do you two know each other?" You look over your shoulder, Bo, and you see Tommy walking towards you. And Tommy, you're approaching from behind Bo.
Yeah, I'm just I'm like dusting myself off because I've tackled the fire breather lady and was able to knock the little liquid, whatever she was using, out of her hand. So Tommy's just kind of cleaned himself and walking up and listening to what is being said.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, walking up, you haven't heard what Deacon said to Bo, and you're walking up, but obviously he said it to Bo, and he was like, "Do you two know each other?"
Yeah, and Bo would like to. He'll react. He'll see Tommy. Yeah, I know Tom. It's Tommy. Tommy Townsend. I met him in the group that I'm with right now, and they would jump through fire and flames for each other. I finally found a genuine group that would do anything for one another with little knowledge of whatever they're getting themselves into. This, for instance, right now, Tommy has no idea why I'm chasing you, or Tuggles for that matter. Has that gentleman over there.
And he looks over, sees the green Goliath making his way towards it. But Bo, when he looks at you, you can see he's looking over his shoulder. Goes, "Townsend, eh? I know him by a different name."
Doesn't matter. I don't believe that. You're just trying to manipulate me,
I've always been upfront about our business dealings. You're the one who decided to take a leave of absence.
Tommy,
you're the one that didn't abide to a contract. And he looks over towards Tommy. Tommy, do you give him a chance to talk, or do you start talking to Bo straight away?
Tommy definitely has his pistol pointed at the guy. And Tommy just like looks at Bo and he's like, "I have no idea what this asshole's talking about." And Tommy's just kind of like has his pistol, kind of does like a double flip with it, points it back at him. Very kind of like waiting for Bo to give the signal, because this is who we were chasing there. What Bo said who said to chase. So Tommy's kind of just waiting for a signal.
Yeah.
But Bo, Tommy, was it worth it when you killed Zane? Was it satisfying?
You definitely catch Tommy off guard, and so Tommy, like, without realizing he's doing it, you can see that Tommy kind of starts rubbing his chest, like fiddling with his shirt, but he's really fiddling with the key that he took from the captain's name under his shirt, and he's like, "Was it worth it? Was it worth it for me to no longer know that he's somewhere out there in the world watching over me with his oppression and his anger? Was it worth it?" And Tommy kind of is like a little lost.
Chesterfield. Yes, Chesterfield. Was it worth it?
Tommy Tommy like snaps back up and like looks at him, and he's like, "Oh, just say the word. Say the word." And Tommy's like, he went from like you caught him off guard with the question, and now Tommy is angry at this guy and is ready to shoot.
I thought you two were friends. I thought you were open with each other and would go through fire for each other like a real family, huh? Like a real family.
We would.
Hey, Tommy, just like family, huh?
Just like this family and the family that I created. And Tommy, oh man, Tommy's so close.
I'm done with you. I said my piece.
Will you allow me to have one last drink just for the road, kid? For the good times?
You can do whatever you want. I'm done here. I'm gonna start.
He takes one swig.
I want to shoot it.
Of his flask.
I want to shoot it. I want to shoot it.
Yep. No, it's a shot out of the hand.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make me. Yeah, I would like attempt to shoot it. I guess when it comes with Tommy here.
Yeah.
Let me.
Tommy kills him himself. He shoots the guy in the face. Well, okay. Put it this way: if you just want to knock it out of time, I'm not going to make you roll. If there's anything else you want to do, anything more sort of particular, like hit a particular part of the bottle or graze him, if it's a more accurate shot, yeah, you're going to have to do that.
I still rolled. I got a 17. I definitely want to. Okay, cool. I want to shatter it at the top because one, that's where you drink from, and two, in the hopes that glass would get in it, and he's not going to want to drink it anyway. So,
yeah. So a bit of glass shatters, gets him right in the cheek, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna have to redo my makeup after this." And like that was the last memento I had from home, Tommy. Like, you know, and he takes the thing and he pours out in this pink sparkly liquid is just pouring onto the ground. He goes, "Well, for the memories, eh? For those loved and lost and gone before us, and the lessons we learned along the way, like hard work and perseverance." And
I wish I had
something here. Tommy pulls out his other pistol and looks at Bo, and he's like, "What are we doing with this guy?"
I don't know, but I'm done here. I can't. This is too much for me.
By any chance, I'm a purveyor of information? Would that possibly buy me a stay from your executioner's gaze?
It's not me you're fighting now. You're free to go, buddy. I can't live. I couldn't live with myself if I killed you, and I can't live in this world with you alive, so.
Sorry to hear that, my boy. I always thought we worked well together and we could come to another agreement. You know, your talent just never went away. And looking over your shoulder at the loot, it goes, "Oh, and I see you've expanded your talent set."
At his face. I'm tired of hearing him speak. I just can't hear it. I'm gonna.
I'll follow right up with you. At the moment he throws dagger, Tommy also shoots.
I'm gonna throw. Let's see. That is a. What is it? 25 as an attack roll.
Tommy, you gonna shoot as well?
21 as an attack. 21 as an attack roll. Yeah, because Bo looked like he was walking away, and Tommy was very on the fence of, do I go bad or do I respect what he wants? As soon as he kicks off a movement to throw a dagger, like as soon as it leaves his hand, Tommy shoots as well. And
that last little moment as it's happening there, right before, you know, Deacon, Bo, you've seen this look. This is a guy who talks his way out of every single situation he's ever been in. He's been there. He's smooth. This is the first moment of this is outside of his control. And the last thing you hear him say is, "What about I tell you where I got the..." And then just knife right in the forehead, neck. Where are you aiming, Bo?
Next probably about right. I was going
Yeah.
for. I wanted to stop hearing his voice, so going for the
So like
throat.
right in the windpipe, especially with the
Uh-huh.
25. It's bang on where it was. Tommy, you were shooting him heart, head.
I shot for the gut. I went for the stomach. Tommy knows
Okay.
it's more painful to slow die from being shot in the stomach.
So Tommy went for the slow, painful death. Bo, swift resolution to it, and all you hear is the hands went up, and he just slumps over. And so I was going to use that picture, but that's not going to last much longer. So yeah. So that's it. So basically, we're in the same. I'm going to see if I can get the ground up here. So Tommy and Bo are up here. Tuggles, right before you get to the group, you've seen that a knife and a bullet has gone straight into this man, and you're basically trudging up very, very quickly for your own confrontation, or at least to see what Bo and Tommy were up to. What do you do?
Can I tell if he's dead?
He is dead.
He's dead.
No
Okay,
need
I'm
for a
gonna
medical
walk
check. He is dead.
I'm gonna walk up to his body, kind of just kneel down. If if his eyes are open, I'm gonna close them. Kind of just touch my hand to my chest for a second and just silence for a moment. Pick up the knife and kind of just walk back over and hand it back to Todd there, and I'll say, "All right," and that's it.
Like Tommy watched you do that, and as you're walking back, Tommy walks past you and says he didn't deserve your respect, and Tommy's gonna search his pockets. I want to find whatever I can on him. Tommy, let you have your moment, but also I want to know. I want to find whatever I can on this guy.
That's all right. That's on you. I did my piece. Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
Bo's gonna find a spot to sit quietly. I don't know what the other two members of the of his group are doing. The fire lady and I don't know who else was there, but
Okay.
he's gonna go
As
sit down and
your
enjoy some wine that he took from the caravan.
as you're sitting there, Bo,
Yeah.
the loot behind you just kind of is almost feels warmer on your back. It's just
Yeah.
it's not shaking or anything. It's not making a sound. It just feels warmer, comforting. It feels what's been happening, this emotional state. It's not saying anything. Just
As he sits there, he opened up the bottle of wine, took a swig out of it, and he feels the loot warm and comforting, almost welcoming, and he's gonna pull it out and he's gonna start playing a tune that his grandmother taught him. So
love it. Keep a D6 inspiration on you, please, for that one, especially for the grandmother's tune. Tuggles, as you're walking past Tommy. Tommy, investigation check, please.
It's only a 7.
Yeah. So you're rifling through the jacket. You basically find about 12 gold coins on him. And probably the only other thing of value that you see is his conductor's whip that he has, which has a bright sort of brown shine to it with a beautiful red and black handle to it, sort of the handle edge on it. And there's a sharp metal, very, very fine metal spike on the end of that whip. You can see it, like it's like metal, that kind of like moves. It's not like a sharp point necessarily. It's almost like a claw, or if you imagine like a knight, like an old knight glove gauntlet, and it's got the fingers with the little knuckles, so it allows it to still do the sound to it.
Tommy tries to make eye contact with Bo while he's playing, and kind of like holds up the whip of like, do you want this or have any need for this?
He doesn't make eye contact.
And Tommy just throws it on the ground, and I'll use a cantrip and shoot my firebolt at it. Basically, just light it on fire.
And basically, there's a couple of different fires going on at the moment. Bo is sitting over beside one of the barrel fires that's there, and Deacon's there by the horse. The horse basically gets spooked by the firebolt, so it begins to run off. If anyone wants to try to stop it, they can, but it's about to basically just run off on its own. And Tuggles is walking past them. Yeah.
I'll do I'm not invested, but I'll try to like do an animal handling. If it doesn't go
Yep.
well, I'm not gonna like chase it.
Okay.
Okay, +4. I've got physical dice here for the first time in years.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, 15, 16, 17, 19 total.
So you're able to grab the rein of the horse as it's kind of running past. It hadn't picked up a lot of momentum because it hadn't really started running very far yet. So you're able to hold it and keep it still, and it's kind of bucking a little bit, not violently, just initially sort of trying to pull back in the reins a little bit, but eventually it relaxes with you and is more kind of sidestepping to put you between it and the firebolt that's setting up that whip.
Yeah, I'll just I assume we're gonna end up circling back up where we came from. I'll just bring it back up there rather than it like run off into the forest,
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Cool. Bo is in an introspective moment with the lute, and as you basically hear the lute playing away, Bo, describe the tune from your grandmother. Is it happy? Was it a happy tune that's now being played sad? Was it a somber tune? Was it a storytelling ditty? What do you think?
It's a peaceful tune. It's calming. It's but happy. It's almost like spring. It has like notes of, sunshine and just hope. It really gives you just a warm, comforting feeling that things are going to be okay.
Fantastic. Tommy, you've done your investigation. You don't find you don't find any sort of hidden pockets or anything in the jacket. It's quite an extravagant jacket that Deacon had. He had his beautiful decorative top hat there. He had his whip. You've firebolted the whip there. And Tuggles had already started to make his way with the horse now towards the rear entrance of the big top. What do you want to do?
Tommy will just follow back to, well, again, kind of like Bo asked, what was the reactions of, like, say, the fire breather that was out here with us and stuff? Does she still look aggressive, or does she look like she's kind of backed away because the person that basically tells her what to do is no longer in the picture?
Yeah, so that's probably you almost getting when you're walking towards her, right? So you tackled her down, you had knocked her down. Okay. You can see she doesn't know what to do. Like, as far as she's concerned, you guys stormed in, executed her boss, right? Because she wasn't there, she didn't hear. I think she just executed the boss, right? And she doesn't know if you guys are going to come and do the same thing to her. She's almost kind of, it's not quite frozen with fear, but there's almost like she's caught right in the middle between fight or flight on this. She doesn't know whether to go for it. She doesn't have her liquid because you basically disarmed her of the liquid that she has, which is her normal sort of defensive maneuvers. So she's really caught between, are these guys going to do this to me, or do I need to run away, or was this personal between them? She can't tell.
So Tommy will be like walking past, won't make eye contact, but like kind of definitely towards her is like, that right there is what happens when you don't live the right life, and you do wrong to others, and it's almost kind of like a warning, almost like a get on the, maybe you should get on the right path kind of thing, which is really funny in my head coming from Tommy, but like doesn't want to like intimidate or attack this woman anymore. So he's trying to make it like a flat cutoff. Like, we dealt with something that was bad we don't have to deal with you. But Tommy doesn't make the eye contact, doesn't say it towards her, kind of says it as he's walking past her. And I'll walk towards the big.
She was about to say something, but then took it back because the last thing she wants is for you to reevaluate as a threat.
Yeah, Tommy's kind of just like, I'm trying to figure out the right words. He's annoyed and doesn't want to fight, but if she starts something, Tommy will finish it. Kind of like it was how his head is in the moment. So he's walking by and saying it and kind of keeping like a little corner of her eye. If she makes a move to do something stupid, it's on. But he's hoping that his words will just let her back away and go do whatever she's gonna do.
Cool. Could you do an intimidation check for me, please?
Yeah.
That's ultimately you're trying to basically scare her straight or scare her into position.
13.
Yeah, so it's enough. Like she's not like necessarily terrified of you, but there are 3 of you guys, and you know there's a giant green fella, and then there's one guy who threw a knife in the throat, and another guy shot a guy while he was, as far as she's concerned, the distance. You know, she's like, maybe he had some bad debts. I don't know, but I don't need to pay them.
Yeah. Tommy basically just did enough to say something, but didn't like stare down in the eyes, didn't try to speak loudly. It was just kind of enough.
Yep, that's it. So basically we've got the 2 scenes here at the moment. Bo, Tommy, Tuggles, is there anything else you want to do before we move into the group that's inside the big top?
No, I think Bo is gonna follow them though. He's gonna stand up and put the loot away and take his bottle with him.
Cool. Okay. Tuggles, you are the first one that makes it into the big top again from the back. Basically, as you are walking in, you find that there's just giant black bear is still pinning down the strongman. You see the fencing area nearest to you completely smashed with Porter basically standing, towering, looming over the almost crushed knife thrower. He is being consoled by the trapeze artist, and Puddles the clown is still lying on the ground, giant clown feet up in the air with a really goofy look in his face, but not moving. At the far end of the room, you see a man with an eye patch has just come through the curtain, as it happened through during the encounter. And then the rest of the party, you see Rain, you see Tell, you see Claude. Tommy's closely going to follow in behind you, and then Bo in behind him, so you can just hear the sound of Bo's loot gradually getting a little bit louder as you make your way into the big top. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go directly towards the bear.
The bear.
Yes.
The bear hears and feels the heavy footprints coming towards him, and he stands up. This bear, black bear, is about 8.5, 9 feet tall. So one of the very few instances where you have to look up at the person that you're speaking to, and you can see that he slowly moves over, a little bit weaker. A lot of the swift movement came from the adrenaline that you can imagine went through during the encounter. A relatively weak walk over towards you. Doesn't go right up to you, but just stops and takes you just hear your neck, and he goes, and you just feel, and everybody else in the room basically hears a you actually can understand. So what you hear is, you smell like yourself, different, but yourself.
Damn. I'm gonna hit him with the I am changed, brother. And that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna kind of like do the forehead to forehead thing. I'm gonna kind of grab him and do one of those and
Yeah.
just sit there for a second.
Yeah. All you, once again, the rest of the party here. And Bartholomew. Everybody else can just assume that from now on. I will do bear common talk with Bartholomew from now on. And so without it, you don't Tuggles, when it comes to you hearing, quote unquote hearing Bartholomew, it's more like you can feel intention. You can feel it's not necessarily exactly like English words. You feel intention with it, and you're able to differentiate sort of tone, volume, speed, things like that there that give the impression. So what you hear from him is he's looking around at everyone else. He's not quite sure who to look at. Quite a few of these have been past performers, and these are new people, and there's a giant portal over there who's standing up as well. And he goes, "You've been moving with the two legs for a long time now. They've left their marks on you."
Yes, I know. I know, and I don't like it, but I fear it's what needs to be done to save what we know.
That he goes, "Do you still go to the old territory? Do you go to the place where she taught us water runs?"
No, I.
So in that moment, this is probably one of the first times where there's confusion in what you're hearing. Okay, you can, in your mind's eye, you can see the place, you can see the water, you can see the fish, you can see the black bear. You have no recollection of what she is. It's almost like there's a gap in your mind.
I'm just like shaking my head and kind of looking down. I don't know. And that's it. I can't form anything with that.
Yeah. And he looks at you and he's confused. This is probably one of the first times. So that head embrace that you have, he backs off now. Like this real. Everybody else is just seeing this bear just going, real confusion in his face. And it's going, "You don't carry her anymore. I thought when they took me, at least they would have you. But you do not carry her anymore."
I'm gonna kind of instinctively, I don't know why, but I'm gonna kind of grab at the pendant. It doesn't, or like towards that area, kind of just rub on, like, hand up on the chest area, and I don't, just kind of out of muscle, but I can't,
Yeah, and he's looking down, he's seeing you doing that. That touching of the tooth kind of nipped in the bud a little bit of anger that was growing in him. That you could feel when he backed away, there was almost a little feeling of betrayal in there, as if you had like forgotten him and forgotten everything about them. But he looks at you and goes, "When you remember why you carry the tooth, come back to the old territory. I will know you were there."
I will, brother.
Is there anything you want to ask Bartholomew? Obviously, because he's doing the talking at the moment, and you're sort of just reacting. Is there anything you want to ask him?
My original intent was to go down the how did this happen? How did you get here?
Yeah, of course.
Where
Yeah.
where did he find you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll kind of be like, where, how did you get here? How did this happen?
Yeah. So he paints a picture through his scratches and paws and foot taps and head tilts, etc. Everyone else sort of listen to this, and basically you get the story of that him and Ming Ming had been out hunting. They got separated, and he came across one of these two-leg roads, as he would describe it in his mind. These two-leg dirt paths, and their large wooden horse that they sat on stopped, and we know that there was a warm feeling, sharp feeling in his leg, and started to get sleepy, and then he was surrounded by one of those things humans use to catch fish because they don't have claws.
Mm-hmm.
Material, not branches, soft branches, crisscross is the way he's kind of describing it to you in his head.
Yeah.
And before you know, he basically woke up in this city. He's been here for several moons now, is the way he would describe it. So at least 6, 7 moons. And no matter how much he fought and tried to hold on, he eventually knew that the only way to get food, or even comfort in his metal cave, was to get on that little metal seat with wheels.
Yeah. Well, that man is dead, I'm gonna say kind of loudly. And
Yeah,
just kind of stand and look back towards the doorway and see if my two allies are emerging back out. But I'm gonna say that kind of loudly, and I will say that man is dead.
good. And you can see, like, you get the so you can see little lines on his arm, and maybe, kind of feeling that his back, where you can see like the whip sort of burn marks and cuts on the skin. And you can see he roars at the party hat and the tricycle that's over there as well. And kind of scratches at the neck where the chain was digging in around him. And you just hear, "Thank you, young cub. I must go find Ming Ming. But what do you need to do next?"
I I don't know. I don't know where our journey will take us, but I know it will be heavy. Um, I will find you, and I will find the old grounds.
And this is one of the bear kind of does its equivalent of at the back of the head, and sort of nuzzles into you, and it goes, "I hope the pictures come back to your mind of the old territory, of her. And if bears could smile, they would." He looks at you, goes, "And may the salmon jump straight into your mouth when you are next hungry."
Farewell, brother.
To over there, basically leading on from that interaction with Tuggles and this massive bear. We've got the knife thrower, who's being basically the looming shadow of Porter over him. Porter's not even looking at him. Like, but the shadow is looming over him from these torches. The strong man is being comforted by the man with the eye patch, and the knife thrower is being comforted by the trapeze artist. We're going to go to Rian.
About how far away am I from this trapeze artist?
You're as close as you want to be. Because basically, just while Tuggles and the bear have been talking, you've been kind of you've been walking, you've just been standing still, you've been walking in whatever direction you want to go to.
Rian's kind of staggering a little bit, still really.
Because you got folded like an accordion. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta stretch that out. You can't just get back up, especially. Anyway, so Rian's kind of staggering over that way, but when she finally clears her head a little bit from the daze and locks in on the trapeze artist, she's gonna misty step to within 10 feet of her, and just filled with anger, so mad that somebody got the drop on her like that, and there's just been this simmering thing building inside for a few days while we've been traveling. Just Rian doesn't want to be afraid of the world anymore, and we took down this big dragon, the thing that she was so afraid of, that took out her whole tribe, and now this stupid little trapeze artist thinks that she can just drop on her like that and mess up her spell. And so she misty steps within 10 feet of her, and then just screams, big inhale, "You bitch!" And while she says that, dragon's breath with the lightning comes out directly onto her.
Yeah, well, they're both in the ground. As you were sort of misty stepping and she was making her way towards you, because she knew where you were. She's like, "Leave me alone, we don't have money, what do you want?" And then just even before the sentence just goes, you misty step, you just in a blink, really close, and then just. So is it what does the dragon's breath look like? Does it look like fire? Does it look like lightning almost as a flame? What does it look like for Rian?
Yeah, I'm doing the lightning version of it, so it's definitely almost, I guess, like you would imagine lightning in a storm.
Yeah.
But a little bit more flamey than clouds.
Yeah, and basically, as that happens, just Porter slowly turns around and just looks at you, and just is enough to see the dragon's breath just encapsulate, just totally envelop, these two performers on the ground. There's no missing them. You really focus. They have me, and they just are absolutely incinerated. Everyone's starting to hear screams and yells and oh my god, oh my god. And in that distance, as there's a screaming, all you hear is small voice going, "Mom, Dad." As our little knife throwing appears through the curtain at the front of the tent, the same way the man with the eye patch had come through, and he is just absolutely terrified. He had just come through the sort of the curtain area. He'd heard the commotion. He was running through. He was right behind where the eye patch guy was, and he just sees his mom and dad get torched by this draconic demon, as far as he's concerned, that just came in, wrecked his home, tried to, I don't know, steal stuff from the circus, and just have torched his mom and dad. And he sees screen, he looks, he makes eye contact with you, and he just turns and legs it right out of the tent. He is not sticking around. He knows, as far as he's concerned, this draconic demon's going to kill him as well. So he's run, and you hear him screaming, "Oh my god, get out of here!" He's just screaming at any of the rest of the crowd that's in there. There were a few sort of patrons who were still kind of running through, but most of the ones that had some sense of consciousness had already gone, and there was only a few people standing around, including Tell was talking to a couple who basically had the same ones that were over there beside Claude as well, and had grabbed his arm and it was like, and the ones were like, or they were furious, or they were tired, just all sorts of really drastic reactions. So Ryan, you have absolutely toasted the Tempest, the trapeze artist, and the flamethrower, or the knife thrower.
Yeah, she's
you were
just breathing heavily,
yeah.
and she saw that kid,
Yeah.
and for a second she remembers herself as a young dragonborn, and just after her tribe was wiped out.
Yeah.
But she clears that from her mind. She's like, I can't be that kid, that scared kid anymore. And
Yeah.
even if that makes me the villain, I'm stepping into myself now. And she stands up straight and kind of shrugs off some of the pain from the injuries.
As you're in that moment, out of your little satchel, like on the side of your bag, the tentacle that's in there, it was, a lot of other reactions you've seen were quite frantic. It was moving. This is probably one of the first times you almost kind of feel it slightly wrap and coil just near the bottom of your hand, near the bottom of your arm. It's actually quite reassuring and soft and smooth around that. Before it was all making stuff, now it's like almost kind of like, it's not warm because it's a detached tentacle, but it's smooth, it's soft, it's just letting you know of its presence at that time.
Randall stroke that, just like put her hand in the bag and just kind of do that.
The next thing you see though is Tobin terrified behind Porter. Absolutely, like he is absolutely shaking behind Porter. Porter's not paying attention to him. As far as Porter knows, he doesn't know he's there, but you can just see Tobin kind of peeking around the back of his leg, and he's down on the ground, and the neck's kind of in at the back there, and
Reen's not going to feel bad in this moment. She's still like
of course,
pulsing through this anger. But the first thought to her mind is, I have to do, this is what I have to be to protect my new family.
Totally fine. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to go through everything just in terms of for this moment. Just be in that moment and be what that needs to be. You don't have to react to everything as of yet. There'll be plenty of time for that. Okay. So Tell and Claude. Tuggles, just so you know, you saw the bear. Tommy, you saw the fireworks. Bo, you didn't. You were coming in and probably just more sort of continue to sort of focus on yourself. Claude and Tell. Who wants to react first, or investigate anything, or look around, or what do you want to do?
Okay.
Should Claude please go first, please?
Is there any life left in those two performers? Or are they like gone?
No, the last of their screams. Like this was such an inferno. This isn't like this wasn't like, oh, their clothes are on fire and it eventually enveloped them. This just, not quite like atomic blast, but it is that vicious, that focused, that direct on them. There was just no ability to react. Even if you tried to give them hit points at the moment, it's not healing them. They'd just be alive and crispy, Okay.
So. And everybody's made it back into the tent now, right?
Yeah. When you look at this, Claude, your sword legacy became really, really agitated. So it's almost a real conflict between Reen's tentacles. No one really saw Reen's only one to sort of recognize this. So you've got Reen's almost calming tentacle and your incredibly agitated legacy blade.
Claude looks over to Boduk and goes, Did you take care of what you needed to take care of?
Part 1's done. First step towards solving all my problems, I guess. Yeah, that's done.
All right. I get the feeling that we shouldn't stick around here much longer. I don't think we're going to be well liked.
As you're sitting there, you hear one little.
What is it? What do I see?
So you just heard like puddles almost kind of like coughing up, but still unconscious. But he just said like.
Death rattle.
Yeah, kind of, but he's just still unconscious. The only other people in this area are Oscar and Patch. So Oscar, the strong man from him shouting out, and Patch, who was one of the other stall owners from the strongman game. They're sitting in the middle. They are frozen stiff. In fact, Oscar, the big, massive, younger strongman, is hugging. Like it's the smallest he's probably looked in a long, long time. He's just holding on really tight around this older man.
Is anybody unstable, like on making death saving throws? I guess.
Oscar was mainly pinned down by the bear, but he wasn't like viciously attacked or anything there. You could probably say that the trapeze artist and the knife thrower don't have any death saving throws left. They got them all roasted, so they're all gone. Deacon, as far as you're concerned, has not returned to the curtain, but Boduk, Tommy, and Tuggles have.
Can Bo suggest to the strongman and the strongman's son, listen, you two, you need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Freaky Deeks is done.
Yeah. And Patch, the last thing he goes, it didn't used to be like this. That all changed whenever he arrived. You know, and as they're sort of running.
He's running to run.
Well, they're about to run, but you can ask them if you want.
Who? When who arrived?
The little guy, the beer endorsement. Deacon said it was going to be fine, and it's just we've had rough audiences since then, and it's just, you know, like I knew him and Pico were up to something. He's like, he's in that time that you're asking is probably him trying to lift up Oscar, the giant strongman. So that's what that sort of the delay is. It's like struggle trying to get him up because he's almost like traumatized. Now he's been pinned down by a bear. He had an axe pointed at his throat, and then all the other commotion around him. And they're just looking to get away. So they're almost kind of stumbling away. Slowly. You can still talk to them if you want to, but that's what they're about to do if you leave them.
I'm gonna let him go. Bo will.
Go. Okay.
I don't know if we're
in. And the last one, Tell. You've basically you've been kind of watching this, but in the meantime, you had sort of been encountered by some of the patrons, and you had sort of been looking at them, not the performers, but some of the people in the stands, the ones that didn't almost sensibly run away, and the ones that are either aggressive or giddy or tired. Is there anything that you want to do?
Can I do like like what everyone's feeling, like what's going on?
You can do either. It could be perception, could be medicine, investigation. What do you want to do?
We'll do a perception check.
Okay.
20, 17 plus 3.
So the main thing that you find is that there is a real differentiation between, like, anyone who's reacting, obviously it's an irrational reaction. Okay, it's not like there's no thought or process that kind of gone into it. There's either real aggression but not a lot of strength behind what they're trying to do. There's the giddiness, there's the tiredness. Even some people even look like they're still sleeping in the stands, despite everything that's happened. It's like, how the hell do you sleep through this? Yeah. And you're kind of getting this feel, and you're talking, and you're trying. One or two of them could give you some answers, or some, at least a level of coherence to them, if there's anything you're looking for. So if there was something for investigation, you are noticing that all of them either have a flask on them, or you can see a very clear, like, dribbling of a pink shiny liquid in around their mouths.
Can I go find one of these?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, probably one of the easiest ones is like the giddy ones. They're like, like trying to take a drink and like, oh, hand it to you, So then almost as soon as they hand it to you, they forget they even had it, and they just go back to laughing or whatever they did.
Can I ask, is it the same one that Bo gave to Tell? So I think you already have one, Tell.
Oh, right.
So it's basically those branded flasks that you're seeing. That was from the party games, that have the dragon logo on it, kind of the mixture between the dragon logo and the Freaky Deeks kind of insignia on it. So yeah.
Can I ask somebody where they got theirs from?
They go, yeah, game was like, and then you just like the kind of just all over the show. Like, I got it, and then there was the fleas, and then the strongman, and then there was the tiger. So it's basically you're getting. He's obviously got it at the circus. He got it as part of the promotion. It's like, I got it with my ticket. It's like, what?
So
I didn't get much of a show though. It only lasted for like, and then the guy in the guy who hits bears, he saw the bear and he's like, "Ooh, stop the show! I'd like to get angry at a bear or something." I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
yes, of course, the Bears. Do you know where you get this bottle from?
I got it. I got it with my ticket. It's you see the flyer in town. It's like, circus is coming to town, and then you're in the tavern, and then when you bought a ticket, you get the drinks with it, and you come with the cutest little bottle. I thought I had a bottle around here somewhere, but I must have lost it.
Okay, so I take that information. And I share with the group. They got it with their tickets. I explain what the bottle does.
Yeah. I got my. There was a friend of mine. He got it in Luskin, but I got it from Sunshine. That's you should come to my house sometime. It's a really nice place.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be over later.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't prepared anything for dinner. I'm a terrible host. I'm so sorry.
I've got these wonderful chocolate cupcakes.
Yeah.
Great. With
that. Are they nice?
Some would say.
Oh, am I someone?
Maybe.
Oh, mystery cupcakes. Ooh. You keep your secrets then, mystery cupcake man. And I will see you at dinner time.
I'm surprised you haven't tried it already. They had a stand outside.
I don't even know where I am right now.
Me either.
Where? Circus. Wow.
It's yes. What a lovely circus, and I'm surprised you don't remember what happened here.
You see after dinner, we should go to the circus.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Gotta go make dinner.
Mm-hmm. We'll see you later.
Okay, boy.
Goodbye.
Say hi to the missus for me, okay?
I certainly will.
Okay.
Okay. Get some good rest.
Yeah. And he bumps into another guy, another guy gets really goes. Oh my god, I didn't get value for money from my ticket. I don't know.
How many people are in the stands?
There's like less, like let's say like six to 10 people, and there's different variations.
Yeah, and they're all.
But most of them are kind of making their way out. But the fact that they're kind of still there, even amongst all of this, and like there's like 3 of them in the stand just snoring. They've almost kind of slept through the whole show, and they're still asleep despite everything that's happening. So yeah.
Okay. Guys, I don't think I want to drink any more random liquids in bottles with dragons on them.
Bo hands him a bottle of red wine. Here, try this. It's not ale. No, not
Give
you.
it
No,
to me.
no. You've had enough.
You're
I've had enough of you. And you've
You're
had enough.
selfish.
I
You're
am.
so selfish.
I'm selfish today. That's right.
You've always been selfish. You know what? For as long as I've known you, you've been selfish.
History check. Do I know this guy?
You have no. You can tell he absolutely does not know you.
He's the big bad.
But-
Get
but
him.
Yeah, but you know what? You've always been angry. You've changed, man. You've changed.
Listen, the last guy that continued to talk after conversation was over, I killed.
Two guys. Since we were talking. So yeah. Checkmate. And he just walks off. Yeah.
I don't even know how to
Oh.
react to that.
Yeah, yeah, truly traumatic moment followed by that. Yeah. Okay. So basically, like Porter's there, and Porter basically is coming up to Rain. Porter's going to approach you. Rain, first you sort of notice is just this shadow starting to sort of loom over you, and you just see this large turtle paw, and just touches your shoulder and goes, "Are you okay?" So I'm not sure if you heard anything. I said, "Are you okay?" Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so? Cool. Yeah. I was really good acting, by the way. I thought I'd frozen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He goes, okay. I think we need to go. Like there's no sarcasm in there. There's no nothing. We will need to talk about this, but now I really think we need to go.
Why?
Rain's not going to put up a fight at this point. Like,
Yeah.
that drain after you have a big emotional moment.
Yeah.
She just kind of goes where everybody else at this point.
Okay. So as sort of going along, anyone who's sort of this is not me, by the way, obviously this is not me rushing you out of the tent or whatever. That's just what Porter's going to suggest. You guys can do whatever you want. Yeah. Tommy, you've kind of walked into this. What do you guys sort of want to do in terms of kind of almost kind of nice sort of full circle, like snake draft style. You guys started, and you guys sort of be the middle end of this round.
I mean, I would like whenever were you trying to get us to exit? Like, were we on their way out? Pretty much. Is that what you mean?
It's what you guys want to do. Obviously, there's plenty. You could investigate around the circus top, or you might just be thinking maybe there's authorities coming. You're not quite sure, or you're just trying to get out of it, or react. It's what you guys think. I just don't want it to come across as just because Porter said it as the DM that it's like
Gotcha.
telling you to go away. So it's whatever you want to do. But Porter's suggestion at that time, probably more to Rain as opposed to necessarily the group. Is that, and Tuggles is still there with Bartholomew, for example. So
I mean, we probably should get out of here since we've literally committed 2 murders. 2 sets of
We
murders.
committed 3 murders.
Who's counting, guys? Who's counting?
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere, but somebody's gonna come.
Yeah, as long as we're not here, we just need to go.
Yeah. So.
So I guess we head the route of our next destination in the temple, the jungle.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what we
I
were
feel
trying
like
to get to, is the temple or the
seems
jungle.
like-
Excuse me.
The
it
jungle
seems like there's
forest.
something else going on here with the ale, but is it really something we need to dip our toes in?
Do you think it started here? Or not started
mean-
here, but there's.
I mean, this is that same stuff that me and Tell came across at the back at Luskin. No, Daggerford before we left. You remember?
Yeah,
Rusty got drunk?
Luskin. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Luskin in particular is where you sort of saw it at the larger scale. But yeah,
I mean, if there's
This is
like a
Chesterfield
storeroom
stuff.
or maybe Deacon's quarters have some clues for you.
I don't know if we need to right now, but I mean, we can go check it out. Check out his tent before and see if he knows anything about this Chesterfield ale. And whenever he says Chesterfield, he's gonna glance at Tommy.
Tommy's not really like, Tommy's like listening to the conversation, but he has like 2 very separate thoughts. As far as one is like, he's a little annoyed that guy brought up the name Chesterfield before he killed him, and on the other hand, he's thinking about just what Rain just did, and he's like, man, I've been on her bad side a little bit at times. Thank goodness she's on my side, but I should probably not piss her off. And he's like thinking about like both kind of like ping ponging back and forth in his head, and he's ready just to move out. It was one of those things where my brain will not work as much if I just start stepping. So Tommy's just kind of like, on to our next thing, to the jungle, I guess. It's a shame this wasn't as much fun as I wanted it to be. And because Tommy loved, like, Tommy was so hyped for the environment, and now it's gone like a hard left as far as what could have been. But Tommy's more of like ready to hit the get him moving, I guess. Especially because someone said someone will come around. Tommy doesn't like authorities, so he's ready to slip on out and keep it moving.
Yeah, it's probably for the
Alrighty.
best. Let's sneak. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
okay. So basically, as you are you going to go out the back way? Are you going to go out the front way? How are you guys sort of decide to leave? Because I don't want it to be like DM says this. So
Tommy, you're better at it. You're probably the best at getting away from not such great situations. Lead the way.
All right. Then Tommy's just gonna walk to like there. If the front flap is in front of us, Tommy's literally gonna make a hard right, walk over to the edge of the tent, and if I can get to it, depending on where the stands are, Tommy would just take his rapier and just like rip a hole down it and walk out that way. He doesn't necessarily want to walk out into a crowd because he doesn't know how many. He's not convinced how many people recognized everything that happened, or if the authorities or anybody else might be out there waiting already. So I'm kind of cutting back, kind of where we were in that back area, like you showed right there, but out the side.
Yeah, so basically it actually kind of works out quite well because like you kind of came out the back. So we'll use this visual sort of to kind of demonstrate the non-pedestrian footfall areas of the circus. So you're not going out into the sort of the main fairground element of that. You've kind of decided, or at least Tommy has, basically cut a hole in the tent. You can get in kind of behind the sort of bleachers on one of the parts, just cut it and slip out that way.
And Tommy, as he cuts a hole, and he tries to like jump a little bit and make it big enough that he thinks that like Tuggles and hopefully Porter can get through. So he kind of like makes as big of a hole as he feels like he can, and then he kind of looks at Bo and he's like, "Do you think we need a distraction for getting away?"
I think there's been enough distractions. I think any more distraction will just be an attraction.
Fair. All right, so then Tom.
Can we take one of these wagons? And either Porter drags it or take a horse too.
Wait, didn't Tuggles?
You could keep Deacon's horse, yeah.
I was gonna say, Tuggles, you still got that horse? Still got that horse I gave you?
You have a horse in your pocket?
It's in the bag of holding.
No, that's Rian.
Yes, that option is there. Yeah.
Are we gonna be traveling like roads, or sticking to the?
I think we're heading into a dense jungle, if I remember something in my head.
Well, yeah. Can't really take a wagon.
So well, what you can remember is that you still have a good distance to go, because this sort of area, or what you would call sort of the neck of the woods that you've kind of been hearing about, it's not like a dedicated point on the map. Like there's no most obvious one. You guys are still kind of working off that sort of scrawled map, and remember the lighthouse keeper's kind of bloody marks on it. So you have a general area where you need to go. So you do know that if you wanted to go roads, that you could at least cover a decent bit of distance on that road, or at least along the way. So it's not like you're going to be dense forest all the way to there. But let's say as you can imagine, with a mythical sort of place like that, it's not just going to be off the roadside. So there's going to have to be a part that cuts through less traveled terrain.
Let's take it as far as we can. I mean, it'll be a nice dry roof over our heads, at least to sleep at night. So might as well take it along, since we have a horse to move it.
I call first dibs on the bed. Rian says she's still like limping a little bit.
Yeah. Porter's still, although Porter as usual just has a face that doesn't really react. You don't really see any sort of emotion on the face or even in the eyes. He did have a little quick look around whenever Rian offered his services to pull the wagon like a horse. He did have a little look around. It's like, kind of seeing, it's like everyone else going to agree with this. It's he's come over to console her, and then she's like, "Do you want to act like a horse?
Strap him up."
Yeah. Do you want to be our donkey, basically?
He carried Bo like a backpack for like half a dungeon. So
he did carry Bo. Yeah. So yeah, but he doesn't say anything. He's not that sort of a character. But you can say that's probably the one moment where it's like you can just tell from the kind of quick movement of the head, kind of looking around at what other people are going to suggest, how they're going to respond to this. Before you go through, probably I would imagine, is there anyone else wants to investigate anything around the area? Otherwise, I'm going to go to Tuggles talking to Bartholomew.
I do have a question, because I wasn't able to pay attention to this before. Is Tobin still itching?
Yes. He was, yeah. At the moment, you would see him as shaking out of fear. So, if anything, that's distracted him from that. But basically, even as we sort of progress this, as you sort of see him sort of calm down a little bit, yes, the itching for him is going to continue, as it does on the back of your hand as well.
Okay, I think Rhea knows that he's too scared right now for her to approach, so she's gonna wait until we can get a wagon. And but
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep in mind that I want to look over Tobin at some point
Yeah.
as we travel.
Okay, cool. Right. If there's nothing else there, I'm going to go to Tuggles and Bartholomew. Tuggles, is there anything else you want to say? You kind of get the feeling that Bartholomew will start to basically make his way out of here. You can have an idea of what he wants to do, or at least that he is independent enough that he's got stuff. You've kind of seen this sort of behavior before, like he can be quite focused or single-minded about something. With that, so especially because you didn't really give any indication of what you're doing or why you're doing it, he has his own goals in mind.
Yeah, I'll just in parting kind of I'll hit him with that classic, I know what we must, or I know what we're doing, right? Though I do not know
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
We're going, we are going. All I know is we're going to the neck of the woods, and we've got business to settle. With the do I have any memories of like the fungal stuff and like when I was seeing all the blights and everything? Are those memories still there?
So you haven't noticed any. So let's put it this way. Since the Temple of Borson, you haven't noticed any of the tree blights that you've noticed anywhere, even when you've raged. Okay. Your kind of motivation for that. When you said neck of the woods, he stopped for 1 second, looked at you, and went, where she fell. Use your nose. Follow the sour scent.
Thank you, brother. Find Ming Ming. I fear our business is not yet done. I will see you both again.
See you soon. May the salmon find you.
And may the stream always carry you.
And then little head button on raw. And he basically this is one of the first times now he's off his hind legs and he's back onto all fours and he's just gonna claw his way out and he's gonna go towards the front. And even as you hear kind of go through the curtain. So as soon as you go through the curtain, you hear a couple of extra screams. And people, kind of run off, but he's just trudging along. Out the front of the tent. Okay. Tommy, leading the way out of your custom made, newly installed stage right exit from the tent.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Just as we head back, if we've decided, since we decided that we're gonna grab a carriage, can I do a perception check to see if I can figure out which one looks the most luxurious, packed, which one would have been Deacon's? Because I definitely want to try to loot / pick that one. If you're picking between a bunch of cars and one car is nicer than the other ones, Tom is gonna try and grab that one. Perception here. A 15.
Investigation. Perception's kind of like, how do
11.
things feel?
11.
Yeah. You can tell that the nicest carriage The nicest single carriage is the one that's currently on fire after it got knocked by Deacon and rolled towards the fire barrel, and the one that Tuggles and Bowen all just missed. That was the nicest one. Yeah. Second nicest one is up up at the far end beside Deacon's, where Deacon's horse was straddled. You can tell the horse wasn't connected to that. It was connected to, one of those like horse posts, like Red Dead sort of thing. It was upside one of those wooden bars. But the nicest one is definitely on fire. Second nicest one is up at the far end.
All right, then Tommy will kind of point to Tuggles. Let's go get hooked up on this one, and Tommy will kind of swing the door open and peek inside, see if there's anyone in there, because I don't want anyone to come with us.
It's quite bare there, but basically there's two, let's say it's a good size. When you get in, you can see it's a good size. There's some very simple sort of cooking materials in there. You can see costumes sort of straight laid out in some of the beds. You see in the caravan, there's one double bed and one small single bed in there. And up on the wall, you can see a painted portrait of a family, of a trapeze artist, a knife thrower, and a kid. And in that, basically, even as you open the door, you hear one other small sort of cabinet or cupboard door close shut just as you're walking in. And it's trying to be quiet, but every so often you hear a little whimper.
Tommy will go over to pull both his guns out. Tommy will walk over to the cabinet and Tommy will walk over to the cabinet and open it. Definitely like slowly peek in there.
You see Kit, the little boy. He's got like a little tiny knife, like a pocket knife. Good, stay back.
Easy does it. I'm not here to hurt you.
You came with the demon.
That one's gonna hurt you for a while. I get it, kiddo. This is a big tough world out there. Not everything's gonna go the way you want it. My parents are gone too, and it's tough for you to hear that right now. I get that. Easy does it. Why don't you just hand that on over to me? And Tommy will take the knife from him.
Yeah, you've got the pocket knife off him, and he's just breaking down in tears at the moment, like to the point he's wailing. Everybody else was outside the caravan, just saw Tommy go in, and then just a little bit of a kind of talk, and then just this wailing of crying. Like this boy's like sort of like 10, 11 years old, so like voices dropping kind of halfway through the cries, and it's a really, really weird combination of sometimes it's
Tommy will take the knife, spin it, and slam it into the side of the wall, and then kind of come back over to the door and be like, "Oh, this might not be the one that we want. Kiddo's still in here." And Tommy is not. He kind of is not very much compassionate for the situation. It kind of like he brought him like he had.
You just cannot be. Yeah. You just cannot be bothered with this. You're not signing up.
It's not that it's not that he wants bad for the kid, but I also don't have enough. Again. Yeah, I don't have enough of a care for one individual, because Tommy's been that kid, and I pulled myself up and made things like, so he's not one to like take you under his wing and be like, okay, well now I'm going to solve all your issues. He's more of the hard love of like, hey kid, this sucks, cry it out kind of situation, but he'll come back out to the doorway to see what everybody else wants to do. And Tommy's just like, hey,
I'm not Batman, I don't need a Robin. Grow up, kid.
Tommy's like,
truly unempathetic.
we got a stowaway kid in here. I don't know if we want to take this particular card or try and find another one. And kind of like puts it out to the group because Tommy's ready to just heave ho and toss the kid out if he has to, but he thought it'd be better to open it up to conversation of people that might care more than he does.
Bo.
Well, this is clearly yeah. Just to help that as well. The nicest card is the one that's on fire.
Mhm.
This is the second nicest. It's also the biggest one of those that are left.
Okay.
Because you can almost kind of tell that the other ones are almost like, if anyone's sort of looking at them, probably like 2 single beds. It's kind of people almost like a travel buddy type system. Even by the ones that are there. There is another one that's there. Kind of similar size. You can tell one of the beds really quite big. But yeah.
Then Tommy will go with what he feels is his like what's the right word? North Star-esque like guidance, and he'll go to Claude, be like, Claude, this is really our best vehicle for what lies ahead, and there's no way we can have that kid go where we're going. Do you want to try to nicely get him out of there, or I'm gonna give him the heave ho?
Oh, fuck. We're making orphans. We're fucking stealing their homes.
I'm a paladin.
Bo suggests how we need to. I mean, we could try to get him to go with the strong man and his son or his dad.
I'll talk
Try
to
to
him.
convince
Did those guys already run off? They just ran out of the tent anyway.
I'm
right?
sure you can go find him.
I'll go in to talk to the kid. Fuck, this sucks.
Tommy will still stay inside, but lean against one of the walls, watching Claude talk to him, in case.
I'll kneel down to this poor sobbing kid. Is he injured at all? He's fine, right? Physically.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to heal him or anything. I'm gonna take. Let's see.
Lay on therapy.
Lay on mental health.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking to make sure I don't have anything that is gonna help for this situation, but I'm pretty sure I don't.
I have.
Okay.
No,
Let me. I'll give him. I'm gonna take 5 gold out. I'm gonna hand it to him, and I'm gonna tell him, get a bag. Take what you can carry, whatever means anything to you, but only what you can carry. Take one of these horses and make your way to the nearest town. If you can find anybody from your troop that can take care of you on the road, then join up with them. But safety is in the town. There's nothing left here for you.
Kid looks at you and just goes, okay, just make me a promise.
What is it?
Kill the demon. Wherever it is, just kill it. I don't know how you got out of there alive. Like, she was just killing everybody. I saw it with my eyes. There was fire everywhere, lightning, like the entire place was going up. Obviously, this is a kid's memory of a traumatic event. It's like, but just watch out, okay? And just, if you see her, just I would give you my pocket knife, but the other man took it.
Tommy's leaning up against the wall.
No, you're inside the caravan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything small to give him, do I? Nah, probably not.
Claude,
I'll just.
His knife is still in the room because I stabbed it into the wall, but.
That's what I thought. I thought
Sorry,
it's the
yeah,
wall.
sorry. Yes, no, you're right. You're right.
I'll pull it out of the wall and I'll hold it to him hilt first, and I'll tell him I won't let the demon kill any more innocents.
Okay.
But take what you can carry and get to a town. Use this gold to take care of yourself.
Is the coast clear? Can I leave now, or is the demon outside?
How about this?
What,
tell him-
will you go check outside, and then when you say that it's clear, I'll go.
I'll tell him to grab his stuff, let him grab his stuff, and then I'll tell him, close your eyes, and I'll bring him outside and lead him to the nearest horse.
Lead
Yeah.
into the demon.
So being like a
Lead him
being like a 10-year-old kid that's probably packed for the first time in his entire life, he takes like 4 shirts, 1 pair of trousers, 6 pairs of socks, no underwear. Doesn't bring a jacket with him. Has just got the shoes that are on his feet. He's gonna take his favorite comics with him. But he's not gonna check the fridge if there's any food. He's just going to stuff everything that is important to him into a bag, and he's like, right, okay, you go check. When you say it's clear, go. Okay.
As he's doing that, I'll try and grab a few like crucial, like a few
Yeah.
food items and stuff, like make sure that I stuff it in there.
Just
for
stuff
him.
them in the bag. If he's got his
Yeah.
bag, like, stuff it into the bag. Yeah, so he's got a few more things that he can look after himself with. Okay.
And I tell him, close your eyes, and I'm gonna get you out of here, and I'm gonna guide him out past people, past the group, and I'm gonna try and take him to a horse and saddle him up.
Horse at the far end, you can get him on, and he keeps his eyes shut, but you can tell he kind of wants to look around, but he's almost half like kind of burying his head into your side, so you're kind of like got the arm around him, and you're kind of keeping his view obscured by holding him in towards you. And you get him to a horse, and he's up on top of the horse. Goes, can I open my eyes, Doc? Because I need to ride the horse.
Yeah, I'll point the horse towards the road, and I'll tell him, keep your eyes in front of you. Stick to the roads, be safe, get to the nearest town, and I'll, assuming I know approximately which way he needs to go. Yeah.
I'll just follow the road, okay? I'll follow the road. And basically he cuts off, and you can tell he's probably going back in the direction of like Luskin in general. You kind of know he's going you're able to point, kind of go that way, and you'll eventually come across Luskin.
Before he leaves sight, Rian's gonna send a message, and it'll be just a quiet "I'm sorry," and he won't know like which direction it came from.
He just hears his voice in his head, and he's looking around. And all you can kind of hear, the last thing you hear as it goes through the trees, is just it's kind of going off into the distance. Okay.
Was that our horse?
No, that was a different horse. That was a different horse.
a
Thankfully,
horse.
that was.
He's stealing our horse.
Okay.
He's not here to protect you now.
While we're out here, can I find Puddles' wagon, if you will, or his trailer?
Yeah.
If he shares one?
The thing is, so when you go to Puddles one, there's a very small like box car, sort of carriage at the back that you can tell is his, because it's got like, party, balloon animals and colorful decorations and stuff around it.
Yeah, very clown derivative.
Yeah.
Can I see can I do I guess, would it be a perception check inside there, or would it be
perception's trying to figure something. Investigation.
Yeah.
So first thing happens when you open up the kind of thing, it somehow looks massive inside. So the clown wagon looks somehow it's deceptively big on the inside. It's not like magical big. It's just somehow like, wow, you could fit. It seems like you could fit quite a few people in here quite comfortably.
Yeah. How's it decorated?
Really colorful, almost garish. Yeah.
Yeah. Like obnoxious.
Not like offensive, just your eyes bleeding,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How far can I walk? I'm gonna try to walk in as deep as I can. Like
Yeah,
it looks
yeah, yeah.
big. Is it actually bigger on the inside than it is?
Some of it's very clever painted on the wall to give a little bit
Yeah,
of extra
like
depth
mirrors.
perception to it. Yeah, the things out there. But you still get like 20 feet or so of a distance. It's in there. So yeah, there's good space in there.
All right. I'm gonna look around. Is there any chests or anything like that? Like
No,
any of it?
no, like sort of personal belongings. No, there's.
Yeah.
What you do though find is there's 2 sets of bunk beds in there.
2 sets of bunk beds?
Yeah.
That's weird. Why does he have 2 sets of bunk beds? It seems like, all right, I'm gonna go out to the door, or actually I'm gonna open up. What is there a window maybe facing the direction of the other guy? I'm gonna go out.
Yep. Yeah.
to the closest
If you
door
want,
window.
if you want to, you can just kind of like open up one of the ones and shout out.
Guys, this Puddles is his carriage is way nicer than it looks on the inside. We might have to redecorate, but inside this there's room for everyone and then some.
Silver to the bow, and as far as they're concerned, when they're looking at it, looks like a garden shed. Like there's where he went in and the door. Just from your perspective, looking at it, it looks like it's about the size of a garden shed.
What do you guys think?
I mean, I guess could either one of them fit our pal Tuggles and Porter here?
Oh, it's like a whole new world in here.
Rain's gonna push you aside and stagger up the stairs and fall into the first bed she can reach.
Which place?
You pushing past like into
Oh.
the family wagon or into the Puddles wagon?
The bigger one.
Like that.
From who's bigger from whose perspective though?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Whichever one you said had 4 different beds.
One is a show, and one's like an internal grower of a wagon, but the one that Bo was at is the one that has the multiple bunk beds. You don't know about that yet because Bo has just said, "Hey, this place looks bigger than it looks."
Yeah, she just hears that and just makes the decision. I need
Yeah.
to lay down.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, have you called any of the bunks yet, or is Rian just going to get first dibs on the bunk?
I always get top bunk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was
Rian,
established,
did you listen, or did you even have time to hear him? You just went.
Rian also doesn't have the strength right now, really, at half of my hit points to climb, so I just fall into the first bottom bunk I reach.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Claude and Tommy are at the former family wagon. Let's say Kit's old place. Bodok and Rian are in Paul's wagon. So, Tuggles and Ortel, any preferences?
I don't care. I just want to go to bed.
Well, it looks like Rand made the decision.
I'm gonna go towards the littler one and just peek inside and just kind of look. You're
You're
like,
you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. Like you were thinking like almost walking this. How the hell am I gonna fit into this thing?
This guy's got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh.
Yeah. When you stand on it with your weight, it's going to be the first time that you realize that the wheels on that wagon make a very annoying squeak when they move.
Nice.
So like every time this is going to go, it's going to go.
Do you have some oil?
More like more like if you were trying to like squeeze a balloon.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing.
Little rubber gavel squeak.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
I don't know.
And you don't know where the sound comes from because it looks like it's just a wooden wheel like every other wagon in this place, but for some reason, when you step on it, or especially with your sort of weight and stuff, you're going to use.
Rian, we can't stay here. We made a terrible mistake. This is not gonna be good.
If you want Rian to move, you're gonna have to move Rian.
We made a terrible mistake. It's crazy.
Tuggles, can you help me try to move Rian? Rian, we're gonna carry you to the
Well,
other
we're
one.
about to lose 2 party members.
Yeah, I could try to.
In the arms of the
Why did-
angels.
Why does everything bad happen when we try to go to sleep? All right, yeah.
Tuggles, if you try to lean down and lift up Rian, the duvet cover that she's lying on is really, really comfortable. Like
Oh
it's,
my
it
goodness.
almost feels like it's the perfect temperature. If there was such a thing of known as like fantasy version of hypoallergenic, it's like it's really quite clean in there. It's a really it's really well maintained thing.
I'm like
The
pulling
hardest
the
decision the
duvet.
party ever made was.
Tuggle, I really don't think it's a good idea to stay here.
I'll pick her up.
Okay.
Are we gonna
This is gonna be an
Carrier
animal
together?
handling.
Do we have to roll initiative?
That only depends if Rian chooses to react. The DM doesn't decide that.
As long as I can pull the duvet with me.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. You get so
Compromise.
Tuggles picks up this little burrito of Rian wrapped up in the duvet, and even as he's like making his way towards the thing, he's looking around. Goes, "It's actually pretty spacious. It's quite nice. It wouldn't be my choice of decor." And even as your footsteps thing, you just hear.
I mean, it's not that bad. I could get used to it. I'm sure we'll drown it out eventually after the first week or so.
I think we're trying to, but aren't we trying to lay low here?
Oh yeah.
Squeak,
At least for the
temporary.
moment.
squeak.
We probably won't have these for long, but we can take the one that doesn't make noise all the way to the destination.
Yeah, the
Oh,
one
yes.
that used to have a family in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
one.
That's
I'll
the
hitch up
one.
the
That's-
horses.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
I'll hitch up the horses. I'm
Yeah.
familiar with this.
If Tommy sees Tuggles bringing Rain over, he'll definitely take the family portrait off the wall and like frisbee toss it out the door. It's just like just to get that visual out of there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this place has one double bed and one small single bed and a few sort of basic kitchen agreements. But when you get to the wagon, is this the Puddles was the first wagon you'd went into?
Yeah.
Okay. When you get to this one, you are definitely disappointed about the lack of space in this one.
Yeah.
It looked like a good size. It looked like a good size from the outside.
It
Definitely
actually,
disappointing when you get there. You're almost gonna have to be like single file if you go past people, and
it really reminds me of some of the carriage that I stayed in whenever I was there, and it just
correct.
it has this vibe to it that is not comforting at all.
Yeah.
But it doesn't squeak.
Someone who's kind of used to the caravans, like you're also the one that's probably the most immediately acclimatized to it. Claude would have a decent experience with caravans, obviously with the merchant trade, because quite often they're almost like the fantasy version of long stop trip drivers. So you kind of know what that's like, but it's maybe not something you've experienced a huge amount on your own. Ruben, I'm not quite sure of your experience. Tommy, of your experience, or for Tell, Tuggles is obviously more used to the outside than anything anyway. So, okay, cool. So wagons are sorry.
For the record, this family size one can fit all of us, or is this a situation where some of us are walking while some people are riding in? Okay.
Yeah.
And here's a follow-up question. I assume like Porter and I would have to take alternating shifts. We couldn't both sleep at the same time. Yeah. And will the horse be able to pull it with me or him in there? Because I don't mind strapping in and helping the horse if he wants to take a nap.
If the horse wants to take a nap, or
Strap it in.
No, if Porter wants to pull the horse too, I guess.
you carry the
No, get the
horse.
horse
You carry the
snuggled
horse
in
while
the
pulling the
horse.
wagon.
Yeah.
Can the horse fit in the wagon? So he can sleep.
Is there a horse?
He just won't fit in the single bed. Just not the single bed.
Okay.
Are the mattresses filled with hay? Because that could be a problem.
And Tuggles, as you make your way in there, you kind of have to shimmy in a little bit sideways, a little bit of an angle to get in through the doorway.
Pivot.
And you have the double bed, and you have that single bed, and you're still carrying little burrito Rian. Where do you put her down?
In the single bed.
In the
Just
single
away.
bed.
Take it.
Okay.
Take it and make it a little personal cocoon.
Yeah. You have this beautiful duvet around you, really, really comfy. The pillow you've now put your head on is a little bit itchy, a little bit scratchy.
Just like pull the blanket. And...
Yeah. That's okay. So you guys have a wagon. You have a horse connected to said wagon. Naturally, you'll be taking shifts. You could all stand there at the same, well, not Tuggles on Porter at the same, but all of the humanoid party members of Tuggles, everybody of Barport, could stand in there together, but it'd be like standing on a bus together. You know, there's only so many places you can actually sit down. But you could all be in there. What you do find in though, there is quite a few supplies, the stuff that Kit didn't take with them. You know, there's what you would say with this place is there's lots of storage. Classic family home, you know, it's not a lot of space, but any sort of caravan one, it's about maximizing the space that you have. Lots of different drawers and cupboards and dishes and, you know, crockery and all that type of stuff.
Bo feels surprisingly well, considering the chaos and that we went through. He's gonna volunteer to walk for now to lighten the load, if you will, and
to make the distance though, Bo, you will have to. Is anyone else outside with Bo?
Yeah, I'll probably be in the driver's seat, ready to lead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's fine. Bo, as you're making your way out, you do have to go past the body of Deacon one more time. And everybody who's in and around the wagon at that time can see Deacon's body lying on the ground.
We recognize him from the vision, right? From the Bo's adventure, right? His flashback.
Well, you can, so Tommy, I think Tommy did say to you at one point, goes, "Is that the guy from the boat?" You know, like kind of when you sort of first saw him. I think I remember that. So, but once again, you're getting that. What was different, to be honest, what was different and how I changed the images was the facial hair. So he had no facial hair. He was a younger man. His clothes were less extravagant, less costumey in that. But you do have a good feeling that it was him. Yeah.
Bo's gonna pick up his top hat.
Okay.
That's about when we pass.
Cool. Yeah.
But other than that, he's not gonna pay him any mind or respect.
Yeah. So nice, beautiful, like satin, black top hat. A red sort of almost red and gold scarf. There's a little ace of diamonds in the top and a peacock feather sticking out as well. Last time you saw this one, there was a dirtier scarf and the ace of diamonds was still there. Everything else is new about it. So.
Is there anything special about it? Other than
not that you could
art,
tell.
that
you could tell now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna wallow in it and just hang out, walk with it, staring at it, and drink his wine.
Cool.
Claude sees Bo observing the, what he's taken from Deacon, and I'll tell him it gets easier. It won't
What
go
gets
away, but it
easier?
gets easier. The memories, somebody you knew and trusted, maybe not being who you thought they were.
Tommy's on the other side, like, or it doesn't, and you just drink more. And like it just
don't learn from
The
Tommy.
words of the philosopher Tommy. That one's gonna hurt for a while.
This one is gonna hurt for a while, guys. He was a king of manipulation. There's nothing. It's gonna hurt for a long while. You're right. Hopefully it gets easier. We'll see.
Basically, Claude, you're up at the front. Porter is basically standing, walking alongside you. He hasn't even really shown any interest in going into the wagon at all. You get the feeling you don't know if it's because he doesn't think he doesn't fit, doesn't want to go inside, doesn't care, doesn't need to. You've got no real sort of impression of that from him. He's kind of with you guys, and you guys have a general direction of where you want to go, based on the map, based on that sort of rough, sketchy map that you have, towards the neck of the woods, basically a general sort of northeastern direction, with the assumption that Luskin was on a western coast. So you're going in a sort of general northeastern direction. And anything anybody wants to talk about before we kind of bring it to the final part that I have for today's session? No? Okay. Cool.
Did Tobin get on the wagon okay?
Yeah, he got on.
He needs to be like coaxed.
Yeah. No, he got on. He is underneath the bed that you're on. Okay. And anyone who's looking at him can see either frantic scratching or almost as quickly kind of agitated and a bit of a scratch and stuff, and then a really, really loud snore as you just see him like really heavy, deep sleep underneath the bed. Yeah. As you're looking in that direction, nobody can tell whether it's Rian or Tobin that's snoring. And after what you've seen happen with Rian so far, nobody wants to ask or suggest her to stop snoring. So you just know there's a really loud snore coming from that direction.
You got away from the clown card, but you can't get away from the snores.
Yeah. And as this wagon moves away and there's no squeaking of the wheel, it's just the rattle of the wood on the stones as it goes along, and everyone's sort of in and comfy. Tommy, maybe imagine you might be sitting up on the roof drinking or something, or leaning out one of the windows.
I would have hopped up in the front part where Claude's driving, so I just would have hopped in seat side with him.
Cool.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind walking if Porter wants to take a ride for a while.
Porter seems to have no interest in going inside the wagon.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's fine. But
yeah, I don't mind walking anyways. Yeah.
You know, you give him the offer and he goes, "No, thank you." Just simple as that. And leave it from there. Rian is sleeping away, or maybe trying to sleep because of the scratchy pillow. I'm not quite sure. Anyone else want to rest on there's a double bed in there as well. If anyone else wants to take a break or even just sit in the bed.
I would like to lay down.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you were sitting down there, and basically you kind of, even as you're lying there and you're considering what's happening and you're remembering about the knot of the departed that you have around your neck and stuff, and sort of the recent visions and things, you're kind of ruminating over them as we go along the roadside.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the last thing that we're going to see today is eventually, so we've basically got away from the franticness of the circus. You've kind of consistently kind of gone through the night, because you've kind of thought no point stopping close to the scene of the crime, crimes. And you've got and you've gone through the night. Sorry, Ruben, was there?
Long rest for anybody who's in a bed.
Yeah. Long rest. And as you're getting to sort of dawn time, you eventually come to, but you've kind of gone through a couple of different sort of forks in the road and stuff, and you come across this sign. Okay, I'll bring that through. If anyone wants me to read it for them, I will. But basically, it is an old wooden sign with some delicate scratching into it and some emblems and candles and things like that written along the side of it. It says Sun Shrine, where every dawn is brighter. There are what looks like offerings of sunflowers in around that imagery, such as suns and sunbeams and sun breaking through the clouds, etc. That is the sign going along there. That is also brought up by one of the people talking to Tell. Tell, when you see that sign, you recognize that as one of the people saying to that. And then there's other sort of splits in the road as well. But you've seen kind of one or two of these sort of signs as you go along. And it just gives an idea for the party of if they wanted to check that out, because they don't quite know where they're going with regards to Neck of the Woods. And this is kind of one of the first settlements that you've seen along the way. Which sounds like go there because I tell you to go there, but naturally it is just one of the places that's along this road, and it's kind of a nice natural stopping point of, rather than you're in the forest and you've no idea what you're doing, going to a place that you have no idea where it is. So yeah, cool. Yeah.
May I? So, even though I'm walking alongside, I'm probably not gonna. Maybe I'll get a. Could I do a short rest for Bo?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
'Cause I don't think I'd get the long rest.
Well, you were kind of going through the night and sort of taking different shifts off. Plus,
Okay.
it's not like that sign says Sun Shrine is like right there, turn left, and
Oh,
immediately
yeah.
there. That's not a welcome sign. That's a pointing. That's a signpost.
Yeah.
So even if you were going to go there, or we can talk about it as a sort of party outside of it, even if you were going to go there, you probably would still have time to do long rests and stuff if you're taking shifts. So yeah.
If you're gonna
Just-
force it on me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a long rest.
Would have been
You will find the next place in 7.5 hours, not the 8 hours required for a long rest. So, hard luck. Yeah. Except for Rian. Rian's having really heavy things back there.
She got out a half hour.
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
6 hour
She
hour.
got the extra half hour needed. Okay, cool. And that's today.